The issue is that you keep thinking that you have to figure it all out, that you have to know everything right now, that it all has to make sense. And so maybe you get into analysis paralysis and you just stop altogether and you just can't go forward because you don't know which way forward is. And maybe you don't know what way up or down or left or right is. And a moment for this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sunset in this beautiful, beautiful place. So, hello, I'm Araya, and I live on this horse farm in Italy, and I travel by van. However, if you've been here, you know that I've had a journey with this van, a divine journey with this van, and it broke down in Austria, and it brought me back to the farm, and then it was fixed, I thought, a couple weeks ago, and then today I left for a trip to go to the mountains near France, and it does not work. Indeed, it does not work. It was not shifting into gears. So, you know, it's so interesting in hindsight to look at these things because I had been feeling I'm not meant to go. And I could see this in many different ways. I got a sore throat yesterday, which is better today, but I even could hear the divine guidance behind it. And my insurance suspended my insurance. And so all these things were because I have different bank accounts. I'm still in the process of transferring over to Europe. And so I have an account specifically for insurance, which might not be that interesting, but it was a huge process. I was driving all over France looking for a different bank that I could get in time to get insurance because it had to be European. And then I just discovered Wise. Wise and Revolut are approved, and they give you a European bank number. But anyway, I didn't put enough in there this month for the insurance to go through. And so then I've been messaging them all week, actually for weeks, like, how can I pay? How can I pay? How can I pay? And then I got a letter that they suspended it. And I was like, wow, like how weird. I've been here for months and months and months, and the van hasn't been driving, and now it's driving, and I'm ready to go on a road trip, and then my insurance is suspended. I was like, wow, okay, I think I may be meant to stay and just kind of ground for a few days before I go back to the States for visiting for a few weeks. But then there was the part of me that was the mind. I was like, no, you got to get away, go get clear before traveling to the States. Like, you need this, you should do this. But my heart and my gut was saying, no, you should stay. Like, you know, I know you want to go explore and travel and you're excited about the van working, but stay. And so then when I broke down today in the middle of the road, I was literally perpendicular to the road around a corner, and trucks were coming and they were like flying by and nearly hitting me, and it was very scary. But I was like, everything is divine timing. I was just kind of laughing. We're gonna get into the message, but this kind of is the message. I was laughing in a dark humor sense because yesterday I walked with my cousin and our friend here, one of the volunteers, and we were walking to the creek, and I was collecting flowers to make a nice bouquet and put on my little table by my van where I park. And I had that this morning, and I have a photo, which is also really funny, that this same van friend, volunteer friend, took on his Polaroid, and it's me going like this, and I put it on my door when I work with clients, when I have calls for one-on-one, so that people know not to interrupt me. And so I put that by the bouquet, and I was looking at it, and I was like, is today the day that I go? It looked like a memorial, honestly. And then when I'm like in the middle of the road, I was even thinking, like on the drive, the short drive, I was like, if I left Earth today, you know, am I afraid of it? Am I like, how do I feel about it? And I love living. I love this life. I love this human experience. I think it's beautiful. And I'm so excited to experience more and more and more, and so many left turns and right turns and curveballs. It's so exciting, right? It's so unknown. But I was also saying, like, you know, I know in my being that what I go to after this is home. I go back to the truth of who I am. I go back to this limitless self. I remember everything. I no longer am by the laws of having to forget. And so I was like, it is what it is. And I know I have earth angels. I've experienced them before. They've saved my life in moments where it did not make sense for me to live. And I'm still here. And so I was like, if I'm meant to go today, it is what it is. And so being in that non-attached place is so, so, so important. To allow life to just be is the secret. And you are the awareness that observes. And so when you can get to that place about everything, you can allow it to flow. And so we keep trying to control everything and think that emphasis on think that we have to know the next move and how it's all going to work out. But really, you have to trust the process. You have to trust yourself. You have to accept yourself. And that's going to take practice, but truly, you can follow your joy and follow your curiosity and start to identify everything that's not that and say no to it. And it will be a trust fall into the universe. It will feel so foreign and so especially if you talk to other people about it, because other people are not going to understand. If you're trying to do this like quantum leap, blah, 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 all these things, and you're trying to, go after your soul calling and live in an ethical life, and unconventional, an unconventional life, then no one is really going to be able to explain the next step of that for you. Not very many people will be able to validate that for you, because everybody has their own experiences, their own beliefs, and they will project those onto you whether they know it or not. Oftentimes it'll be out of excitement, but even that can be misleading, because the ego loves that. The ego will be like, oh my God, this person's excited about me doing this crazy, why do I keep on saying unethical? It's unconventional thing. And so then the ego will be like, I need to do unconventional things to be worthy, to be enough, to be liked. But we have to bring awareness around that too. And not even bring awareness, it's become the awareness around all of these things, all of the tendencies that you have. You have to take self-responsibility for your actions, for your responses, for the way that you choose to perceive everything. It's an experience of the self, right? It's a searching of the truth. And so you have to start to find the truth through everything. And if the goal is to find the life path that feels most fulfilling to you, and to embody your truth and your authenticity, and to make money in an easy way, and to allow it to flow freely in abundance, in the abundance that you are, in the abundance that I am, right? Then it's going to look very unique to you. And I was just talking with a friend about this and how, all these things for them are starting to shut down. Businesses aren't working, things are falling apart, chaos, a lot of chaos. We talk about chaos a lot here. I have a baby horse on the way, and his name is Chaos, because this experience has been chaos. His breeding was chaos. His breeding was to save the horse, the life of the horse that we saved on the fundraiser that I started with you guys. Ladybug, long live Ladybug. I love that you guys are still commenting that. We should comment that forever, because she gets to live here forever. I know we have this, not even 3D reality because we're shifting, but we have this reality here where there is life and death, and that's the cycle, but her spirit gets to live on forever and ever and ever, and she gets to live a long, healthy life here. So this friend of mine is experiencing chaos, and things are falling apart, and they want to leap into their soul calling and to follow that. And a lot of you and a lot of people that I speak with and work with want to start sharing all the truths that you discovered in your human experience, and you want to teach that so that you can help others. And you maybe want to make content or make some kind of product or service or something. Also, my hair, I wasn't prepared to make a video today. I was broken down on the side of the road, and then had a meeting for the website here on the farm, which is super exciting. and then we did some horse feeding. I was like, I want to go make a video. Like, I've had so much that I've learned in today that I love making these videos. And so that's the thing, is a lot of people are called to doing this kind of thing, or whatever it is that you're called to, whatever business or project or passion or lifestyle that you're called to. It's for you. It's meant for you. If you're feeling called to it from a heart space, not from a place of thinking that it's going to make you feel worthy or enough or whatever, if you're called to it from curiosity, you know, I'm curious what this life would be like. Like, I'm so like lit up about the idea. Like, when I envision myself doing this, does it feel good, or does it feel like you're kind of forcing it, right? If you're visualizing yourself in that role, in that timeline, how does it feel? And that's how you can start to decipher if that's your chosen timeline. And then, of course, there's going to be a learning experience. There's going to be that process of like the chain link reaction, or whatever is talked about in the book Reality Transurfing, the process of getting there. You don't just wake up one day, you know, with a successful YouTube channel, or a successful coaching business, or a successful e-commerce business, or a successful farm, or a successful family, or friend circle, or health, or whatever. You know, it may be, actually with health, you could have instantaneous healing. I don't know why I have to share this right now, but we talked about identity shifting recently, and it's one of my favorite topics, really. But there was a study on bipolarism and how people who have that condition, you know, switch from identity to identity. And what they found was that like one identity would have certain health conditions. I don't remember the health conditions, like we'll just say autoimmune disease or whatever, because it was something more significant like that. And then when they switched to their other identity, they would test for these health conditions and they didn't have them. And so there is an identity of you who's in perfect health, who also has the abundance, the love, the happiness that you truly desire. And so you can shift into that identity as quickly as you truly desire, but it's a matter of intention and dedication and trust and willingness to let go and surrender everything else that is not serving you. And so we'll say the mantra right now. I love saying these things with you. And so if it feels right, you can say, I choose with my free will to let go of everything that is no longer serving me for my highest good. I choose to let go of any beliefs, illusions, limiting beliefs, blocks, cords that are holding me back from living in my highest potential, from living in the timeline where I have the health, the happiness, the abundance that I truly desire from a heart space. Thank you, and so it is. And thank you, and so it is across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Amen. And so with that, we can go on this journey of knowing that it's enough to follow your joy and your curiosity, and to do it in an authentic way. This friend of mine was asking about this process of making these videos, and you know how I decided to just record on my phone. And I did this process before reading the book Reality Transurfing, but it talks about it in the book as well, where in your chosen timeline there is a specific thing that will, like, how do I say this, will allow everything else that you desire to be happening, pretty much, in simple words. And so for me, on a smaller scale, like this isn't necessarily my chosen timeline, but in a smaller scale, recording on my phone and uploading from my phone and choosing not to edit is something that alleviates all the things that I don't want to do in a day-to-day. We have to think about day-to-day, not just like, you know, I have billions of dollars. Okay, but if you have billions of dollars, are you just sitting around and like, you know, riding a horse through Italian countryside? Or are you like grinding and managing thousands and thousands and thousands of employees? Like, you get to choose how it is. And so there's people with channels that, you know, do well, but they spend so many hours editing, and hopefully they like doing that. Personally, I don't like doing that. I know how, but I don't choose to do that. I don't want to do that. I would rather be out in the open, you know, digging holes and helping with the, not digging holes, I don't really dig holes, but that's just an example, like using my hands and being here on this farm where I get to volunteer my time and be a part of something that is going to make the world a better place. And it's what I choose to do. And I laugh and we joke about it too, because whenever I try to leave, even though my intuition is saying like, no, stay, then I get redirected. But I also made that choice. I said, angels and guides, of the highest truth, I give you permission to step into my reality and to support me in living in the timeline where my soul is fulfilling its mission and purpose for being here on earth. Thank you, and so it is. And so when I give that permission and I choose that, I am accepting that that might be the van breaking down. How divine that it was the first time it broke down after I dropped off my friend to the airport in Austria. I was given the opportunity from the universe to go all the way to Austria from here, pick up my friend from the airport, have a wonderful 7-8 days with her, drive all around Austria, drop her off at the airport. The second I got into my van, after dropping her off at the airport, my van started going da, 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 and then I broke down on the side of the road in a perfect place that I could be there for 3 days. But also today, it's like the van just happened to break down the road, down the mountain really, and then, I was like, okay, well, I choose to not have to get a tow truck because my insurance is a nightmare and it's all in French. And then, magically the van drives again and it starts breaking down the second I got to the farm, and I was like, okay, message received. And then we have this meeting about the website, and when we're doing these meetings with the website, let's make sure we're still recording. Oh, thank goodness. When we do these meetings with the website, there's 3 of us in it. We have our website designer friend, me, who I guess is media manager, and then the farm owner, and we talk about the vision of the farm, and we get to go into details, and we get to go in everyone's dream, and we get to go into how we're helping all the rescue animals here, and how we're helping the people who get to come here and find sanctuary and healing and get to learn about themselves and deepen their human experience, and how we're going to become self-sustaining. And I get to remember and be reminded. Also, I want to show you guys this beautiful sunset. Holy I get to be reminded of how wonderful this opportunity is, and how I get to build a wellness center here, and that's about to be purchased, and I get to start designing it soon, and then eventually we'll have our tent city up this mountain here where we have glamping tents, and then we can invite you guys to come do retreats with me and with the team, and we can do so many different holistic things and horseback ride. And none of this was even like in my thoughts of how, what I could have as a reality, right? And so the mind wants to try to plan it all out, and we'll visualize and be like, this is my dream life, this is my dream life. But you have to leave that room for it to be even better than you ever imagined, and you just do that with intention. But I, when I left California, I just said, okay, I'm 29, a lot of you ask. I'm 29, and I don't want to waste another second. Not that I was wasting, I was learning all these things. We're always in the right place at the right time. I never want you to feel like you're in the wrong place right now. You're perfectly in the right place, and everything is divine, and you're learning everything that you need to learn. But I was like, okay, I'm ready. And even though I don't feel ready, like you're never really going to feel ready, I was like, no, I'm going to make this jump. And I just bought my ticket while I was sitting at the gym, and I was like, holy shit, that was choosing. Sometimes there's time for flowing, and there's times for making a choice. And sometimes that choice has to be made to get into the flow of the next thing. So by choosing that thing that was sparking all that curiosity for me, and I would look at the, all the different places I could travel to, I would shop around for vans, and I would feel that joy and that like heart opening, like yes, 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 yes. I was like, okay, this is for me. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like people would ask me all the time, like, why are you moving to Italy? Even though I bought a ticket to Italy. I was going to travel around Europe and then decide where I wanted to live. And now I'm an Italian resident. But I'll say, I don't know. It's really just a feeling. And that's all you have to say to people. You don't have to explain why you're following your calling, because you probably don't even really know. I really just knew it was something that I wanted and that I had to do to feel fulfilled. And so, because I tried all the other things, right? I lived in a beautiful beach house with an ocean view, which is so wonderful. I worked in the supplement industry, which I loved in ways. I loved the products, and I loved health. I love health. I had so many wonderful things. I love California, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I thought that when I would get the the home to live in, that even though I didn't own it, when I got the home that had the beautiful view that I had been visualizing for so long, I was like, maybe I think I'll feel fulfilled. I wasn't. I was feeling so empty. Right now, I feel fulfilled. I keep asking myself, like, where would I rather be right now? And there's nowhere I'd rather be. And that's a nice feeling. It's truly such a nice feeling to feel. And that will come from trusting yourself to follow your joy and follow your curiosity and to not do things that you don't want to do. And that can look like this, like, for example, I was talking about making these YouTube videos. People will tell you, maybe, I don't know, that you have to record with a fancy camera and a mic and edit and have, you know, all these music things in it and fancy thumbnails. I get messages every single day, multiple messages from people saying, Araya, you need help with your channel. Let me edit these videos for you. You need better conversions and better views and all these things. And I'm like, ugh. Like, no, I know that I create my reality. And I love this process. I love coming out here in the evening and sitting down, or in the morning, or whenever I want, and making a video and just putting it up and just letting it be and letting you guys see it. And so it can be however you want it to be. And if someone else tells you that it has to be another way, you know, that you need to have a funnel and that you need to have upsells and that you need to have all these things, you can choose to believe that. But there's a part of you that's probably saying, oh, but I don't want to, or I don't like when I see that. Listen to that. Trust yourself. Follow what feels good to you. Imagine, so this is an example, like what I would do before is like, okay, like before I started this process, I would imagine what it would be like to just record on my phone and to upload it and to be like done with that, but to also get the experience of sharing all the things that I've learned and that I find myself passionate about. And I would visualize it and I'd be like, oh, that feels so good. Like, it's so, in a way, effortless. And that's what I want. That's my personality type. I like to be free-spirited. I like to be on the go. I like to just do things my way. And so it's possible. Anything is possible if you're called to it, if it lights you up to think about it, right? From a heart space, not from a place of anything else, then it's available to you. You can make money while you sleep. You can heal instantaneously. There's the love of your life waiting out there, or it's they're in front of you and you can deepen with them. You can have everything you want. The friends that you truly desire, that have your back, that support you, that help you grow, that make you laugh, the travel that you wish to have, the opportunities that you can't even imagine. Like, I still pinch myself, the fact that I get to build a wellness center here on this beautiful piece of land with people that I love and animals that I love, and I get to be a part of a nonprofit. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's beyond my mind. Incredible. It's all available to you. It's going to be better than you ever imagined if you just let go of the thought that it can't be, and that it has to be some way else, and it has to be someone else's way. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Trust yourself and trust the process and just see what's out there. You're a pioneer of your own path, and no one has ever walked the life that is meant for you in your highest timeline, your most chosen timeline. And so it's going to look like walking into the dark forest blindfolded, and on the other side of that is going to be the life that is truly meant for you, that is designed for you, and you have to trust yourself. So, with all that being said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, we can just say, hello, Italy. Hello, beautiful Italian countryside. And if you want to sign up for one of my programs, I have 21 days to rewire your mind. And so that's all about getting familiar with your chosen timeline and visualizing it every single day, which will be a high vibrational state and allow you to fire together that neuron with the previous neuron that you choose to bring forward to rewire your mind. And by visualizing this high vibrational place and state and timeline, you are healing your nervous system, which then makes you a clear vessel for information and for receiving messages from the divine, which is why I made the next program 21 days to know your divine guidance. And that's all about going into your heart space, getting familiar with asking questions in that place and asking your higher self, your truth, Like, what should I do? Where should I move? What's the right decision for me? I went into my heart. I was like, should I buy this ticket to Italy? Yes, 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 yes. And I could see that, feel that within my heart space. And so I teach you that process in there. I teach you how to communicate with your angels and guides, how to identify them, how to carry that relationship and that communication, that language forward for the rest of your life so that you can live this most authentic life for yourself and make decisions that are authentically aligned with your soul and your truth and your reason for being here on earth, because you have such an important reason for being here. You have so much value to offer the world, and you have so much potential, and it can be easy and fun and abundant and healthy and happy and all the things that you truly desire. And so if you want to work one-on-one with me, I have that available too. I will be gone for like all of September, but we can start in October. And that's all that I have for you today. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.